So recently I've been trying to read more as a hobby. I think since moving to New York, I've been a little bit better at actually doing that. I literally opened 2 library cards because the thing about New York is that they have different branches, I think, or different systems depending on which borough you're in. I've been actually going to the library. I'm planning on going to the library today too, to maybe borrow some more books. But to be honest, I already have 3 books that I've borrowed. I don't know if you can see it, they're right there. But basically, I used to read a lot like in middle school and high school, and then I think I got into a slump, and that slump lasted for years because I literally haven't picked up a book since I think high school or maybe like freshman year college. I've reopened my Goodreads, and I've also started using Libby, which if you don't know, Libby is like an ebook system that's like connected to your library. So like if you have a library card, they probably have Libby free for you to use, and basically you just borrow like ebooks, and it's been so helpful because I would read my ebooks on my commute to work. But I'm more of a physical book person. I'll start with what I'm currently reading, and that's The Ballad of Never After. I also borrowed, oh my god, I also borrowed this from the library. This is the second book to Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I've seen on TikTok a lot, and it has been really good actually. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, and so I picked up the second book. I also have the third book ready once I finish this book, but I haven't really sat down and read this yet. I think I'm like 3 chapters in. I want to get through reading the series first before I start going into the other library books that I borrowed. First we have A Little Life. Again, this is thick. This is really thick. I don't know if I will get to this because this is, what is this, like 400 pages? 700 pages. Oh my god. We'll see if I read this. This is crazy. Okay. And then next is Lady Macbeth. I literally picked this book because of the cover. There's this beautiful like design on the inner cover. I'm like, wow. I think I might get to this after I finish that series. And then the last book that I have is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I think this book was a book that I've been holding off on picking up just because I don't know what I thought this was going to be about, but it was not what it actually is. I think this book is one of R.F. Kuang's most popular books, so I'm excited to read this. I might actually read this before I read this. And yes, I am going to the library today, just in case they have more books. Do I have the time to read all of this plus more? Probably not, but I like having options. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm also gonna visit a couple bookstores. One thing about me is that I love buying used books just because most of the time it's like lightly used and you can't really tell. And it's like 50% off, like it's super cheap. You can't see, but I have a little bookshelf. Not really a shelf, it's like on my window, but I have some books that I still have to get to on top of my library books that I haven't read yet, and I will get to them eventually. I think I'm just more excited about borrowing books and like having books on hand than like actually reading, because I haven't really set some time to read. I'm a poser basically. So the plan is bookstore, library, another bookstore, and if I have time, maybe I'll read at Central Park. I feel like I'm in middle school again with all of these books to read. Okay, finally made it back home. I think it took like literally almost an hour to get back home, but that's what I get for living in Brooklyn. Little haul of what I got at Bookoff. If you don't know, Bookoff is basically like a used bookstore, and also they sell like anime and other figurines. I was there for their books. They have like a really wide selection of books, so I spent literally, I want to say like 40 to 50 minutes there. I think at one point I had like 5 books, and then I ended up like putting some back because I was like, I do not need that many books. The first one is The Song of Achilles, which is such like a TikTok book. I know, okay, but I've heard good things. I looked on TikTok in the store to like see if I should get this. There was like a specific quote that I think came from the book, and I was like, that is so like heartbreaking. I have to read it to like see what it's about. And my roommate read this, I think, and she really liked it. So, and then the other book that I got is The Ministry of Time. This was also $5. And this actually wasn't on my TBR list before I went into the store, but I've seen like the cover of it before, and I was like, oh, what is this about? And so I went on TikTok, and there were some mixed reviews, but I ended up getting it because I really, really like time travel shows. And so I was like, I feel like I might like time travel books too. But I will say I was hesitant to grab this because according to TikTok, it's a self-insert. All right, girl. But I heard that the romance in this is actually really, really good. Now I have these 2 books to add to my collection. And then maybe in a future like video, I'll do a little tour of my bookshelf. But for now, you don't need to see it.